Once upon a time, but not that long ago, there lived an old and mean toad named Mr. Toad. He lived in a swamp, but not the pretty kind filled with pink lotuses and lush green vines, lily pads and life. No, he lived in a grimy, dirty, fly-infested, which this particular toad did not mind, as flies were his favourite midday snack, decrepit little swamp. The life which once was there fled once this mean toad arrived. The herons migrated, the deers galloped away, even the crocodiles left the scene, not wanting to be associated with such a foul beast. All life, apart from some very lovely critters, remained. Captain Caterpillar, Lieutenant Ant, Lady Moth, Monsieur Mole, Mr. Mouse, and last but certainly not least, Grandmaster Goldfish. They'd built a lovely underground system right by the swamp, which they called their home. When they first met Mr. Toad, they all thought of him mad. He always wore a permanent frown on his face, so permanent it looked like it was chiseled in stone, and when he spoke, it was always about something negative, always complaining or pointing out flaws. They all equally despised his nagging tone and his dronings on so much. However, the toad possessed something that all these little critters were desperate to get their hands on. Riches in quantity beyond their belief, mind-boggling multitudes and implausible amounts of every fruit, vegetable and seed imaginable. Just imagine barrels full to the brim with delicious treats, enough to last your lifetime. Of course, the mean old toad made no use of them except to fuel his greed. What a waste. If only there was something they could do. But what if there was? You see, unbeknownst to these lovely critters, they would soon be given a golden opportunity in form of a very informal invitation, a piece of scrap paper which read, "Come to my tea party / reading of my will tonight at 6 p.m. sharp. Don't be late. Sincerest Croaks, Mr. T." This was it, the opportunity of a lifetime. As the little critters ironed their best clothes, they also pondered how they would win over this old croak. And then it clicked. What if we put on a show for old Mr. Toad, be the politest critters ever known to the world? We'll smile extra hard and cheer super loud. Surely then the prize will be ours. It was a foolproof plan, the most devious of schemes, so tangible the critters could already taste the barrel full of heavenly treats. Good luck, they whispered to one another before entering the old toad's home. May the most well-mannered critter win. In this board game, you play as one of 6 overly polite critters who are invited to a mean old toad's home for a tea party. Avoid upsetting the already sour host and use politeness to get you through. Race to the finish and win bountiful wishes beyond your dreams. The rules are as follows. Once the game has been set up and all players have chosen their character cards, the game is ready to commence. To decide who starts, all players shall be asked the following question. What kind of animal is a toad? An amphibian. The rest of the players take their first go after the winner in an orderly, clockwise fashion. Each player is allowed 1 turn per round, in which they roll the magic dice. Once the magic dice has been rolled, pick up a card that corresponds with the side of the magic dice has landed on. There are 4 sides to the magic dice, and the following card types to pick up during your turn. Challenge, surprise, and scheme. Each card will either deduct or add politeness points, which correspond to the spaces on the board. So, for example, if you win plus 3 politeness points, you can move 3 spaces up the board. Carry on taking turns until a player has landed on the finished space, terminating the game. Alternatively, keep playing until all players have crossed the finish line, whatever tickles your fancy.